Hello everybody, and today I'm going to be going over the transformation tool inside of Roblox. And in the playlist that we are creating the series, this is part 3 of the Avalanche series. So, if you haven't already, or if you don't know what I'm talking about when I say Avalanche series, then on my channel, one of my playlists is the Avalanche playlist, or creating an Avalanche game. I recommend you check that out if you haven't already, because it can really help you if you're starting on Roblox, and it's a pretty useful guide to creating a game, and this is part 3 of this. So, what we are going to be going over today is the transformation tool, and also a lot about how to make cool models inside Roblox Studio. Now, I'm not actually going to create any cool models. However, we are going to be making something that is going to be important to our map, to our game. Pretty much, we're creating the map. So, the first thing that we're going to want to do is find the top of the screen and go into the model tab, as this is where everything is. Now, we're going to be using the transformation tool for this video. And it's actually a really nice tool, because you can see that it actually gives us many different things that we can do. So, let's start off. We're going to be creating our ramp for our game. So, in order to insert a ramp into your workspace, find this part, and it'll be a cube. So, we do not want a cube, we want a ramp, which is the wedge. So, you can click on wedge, and it should insert one into the world. Next, you can see these, if you're using the transformation tool, there'll be these tiny things right here, these tiny cubes, and you can use them to change the size of a part, like I'm doing right here. And say we're going to go with a 60 as the length of our land, or of our thing. The next thing that we're going to do is we can change, by clicking on this one, we can change the length, which will do 120. And the final thing we can do is click this top one to move it upwards, which will do 40. And now we have a ramp. Now if you want to move it to a different location, click on it and drag. If you're going to rotate it in a different way, click on this arrow. It's pretty small, but these arrows, this, and that, can change the direction. And a quick useful tip is that when you're actually using this, depending on where your cursor is the way that it moves. And as you can see, my cursor is inside of this ring around, meaning that the mouse will snap, or the rotation will snap to every 22.5 degrees. You can see that I can't do like specific amounts of degrees. It must be 22.5 or a multiple of 22.5 degrees as a spin. However, if we move it outside of this ring, it's much smoother and we can do much different rotations. As instead of being limited to only every 22.5 degrees, we can do every 1 degree, which is nice. So depending on how much you want to rotate, you can use different ways, or you can put it inside or outside. So that's our ramp. And then, say you want to make this look like snow, then we would want to find these two things right here. And you'll have to find, so there'll be a part that says parts, and that's where we inserted our part into the world. And in order to make this look like snow, we can change the color and material. And you'll notice there's no actual sand material, or there's no snow material, sorry. But we can use sand, and we can use a combination of sand and the white color in order to create a snow-looking thing, because that's just how it works. Sand looks like snow in this. So, that's how we can create useful combinations that can create like new materials, pretty much. And then say you want to create walls, which is what I'm gonna do. You can change the color. So I want it darker, and maybe I want it to have rocks. So like this. Or maybe I don't like this kind of rock. Perhaps I can change it to cobblestone. I think that looks better. So you can change the size of the walls, and you can change the length of the walls. You can change the length of the walls. And if I want to move this up or down, this arrow is how you do it. You can't actually drag a block up or down with the transformation tool. You have to click on the arrow. And yeah, that's pretty much the video. That's all the ways you can use the transformation tool. There's also one more way, but I haven't found it very useful, which is you can see this right here in the top left of your screen, or of your viewing point of your camera. You'll see this weird platform or surface thing. If you click on that, then it will change what your surface is relative to, or what you're moving things relative to. Because right now we're moving it relative to the base plate. So but if we change it so that we're moving things relative to, say, this part, which I just did, then you can see we start moving things up and down, because we're moving things along this surface. We're not moving them along the base plate like we were. So I haven't found it that useful before, but maybe it'll be useful for you. And yeah, this will be everything, really. This is everything that I really need to show you. And in between this video and the next one, I'm going to be doing a bit of things to make a map, but that would be pretty boring to just watch someone making some walls. So yeah, that's the end of the video, and goodbye.